Live from downtown Detroit, home of WDIV and Click on Detroit, Local 4 News at 6 starts now.
For weeks, women walking in downtown Ann Arbor have had to look over their shoulder after a string of assaults. Now police believe they have the attacker in custody.
Congresswoman Rashida Tlaib attacks a Republican senator, but is then recorded at a packed wedding dancing maskless. We'll have the latest guidance from the CDC.
Plus, the infrastructure overhaul America so badly needs could be signed, sealed, and delivered. So what does that mean for Michigan? Every Democrat in the Senate voted yes, and they were joined by 19 Republicans.
The bill still has to pass the House, but from Capitol Hill to the White House, it's being talked about as a done deal.
After years and years of infrastructure week, we're on the cusp of an infrastructure decade that I truly believe will transform America.
The bill calls for $1.2 trillion in spending on things such as roads, bridges, and broadband internet.
But of course, every state has different priorities. For instance, here in the Great Lakes. So what is Michigan getting in this deal? Local 4 business editor Rod Maloney joins us live with a breakdown on this. Good evening, Rod.
Evening, Jason. You know, it was the late Everett Dirksen, who was a senator, who once said $1 billion here and $1 billion there, and before you know it, you're talking real money. And well, tonight we're talking real money, as in $1 trillion, and Michigan should expect to get a sizable chunk of it. For those of us tired of spending large sums on car repair, this bill provides $8 billion to Michigan to fix and renew roads and shore up Michigan's often failing bridges. Another billion is going to go to fix rail and mass transit issues. Then there's the Great Lakes cleanup money, funds Michigan Senator Gary Peters worked into this package from a so-called storm bill he authored, which is particularly timely for Metro Detroit still trying to dry out from our destructive summer storms and their flooding.
Allow local governments to invest in resilience and improve their infrastructure prior to a storm is now funded to the tune of about $500 million, which means municipalities in Michigan can access very low interest loans and harden their infrastructure to get through a storm.
Another major concern for Michigan is PFAS, which unfortunately we host 30% of the nation's hotspots. An overall $55 billion for remediation should send multiple billions to the Wolverine state, also infamous for its lead waterline problems.
This will be an infusion of substantial money to allow for the cleanup of those sites, which will make a big impact for Michiganders and protect our drinking water.
There's also more than $7 billion going to increase the number of electric vehicle charging stations across the country. Much of that will come here, designed to boost electric vehicle acceptance. Now, for all of the optimism the president expressed there, this still has to make it through the House. And in the House, they're talking about spending another $3.5 trillion, which could be a problem. So while this is likely to pass, there's a lot more wrangling to be done. The bill likely is to change some with a conference committee before it's all over. Reporting live downtown, Rod Maloney, Local 4.
Almost certainly more discussion on that. All right, Rod, thanks.
All right, breaking now in Canton, police have arrested a suspect after a bank robbery there. This all happened around 4:30 at the Chase Bank on Ford Road and Canton Center. Police say an officer got there as a suspect was leaving. The suspect then ran back into the bank and let the people inside leave. Police say he surrendered shortly after that. Nobody was hurt. Okay, we're looking at the possibility of storms, several possibilities, in fact.
Didn't we just do this yesterday? Something like that? Andrew's here with a look at all the potential trouble that's coming with this heat and humidity. Hey, Andrew.
Exactly right. Good evening to both of you, Kimberly and Jason. We are still looking at high heat and humidity right now and for at least the next couple of days. I mean, it's 92. The temperature has gone up 2 degrees over at City Airport. It's gone down 1 degree at Metro Airport, 89 degrees. But the heat index with all that humidity out there and a dew point that's risen a bit has actually gone up. 96 is what it feels like as you venture outdoors. Make sure you stay hydrated. Now, there is the slight risk. It's on the lower end of the scale, but a slight risk of strong to severe storms, and that's for later tonight. There are showers and storms developing here in Iowa, now across southern Wisconsin, that are going to make their way closer to southeast Michigan. Some of that shower activity starts to arrive as you get closer to around 9, 10 o'clock tonight, just to our west, but then travel over Detroit and southeast Michigan, closer to when you join us tonight at 11 and shortly afterward. What happens after that? We'll talk more about that in your forecast for tomorrow, but also your 7-day forecast. I've got some relief in store for you and the rest of Detroit and southeast Michigan in just a few moments. Now remember, you can track temperatures, showers, and thunderstorms by putting weather in the palm of your hand. It's with the Local Forecasters app, so download it now. It is faster, easier, more accurate than any other weather app in the entire world. And it's free. The Local Forecasters app, search WDIV in your app store.
Okay, Andrew, it's been nearly a month since the first of several assaults against women in Ann Arbor. Police believed one man was responsible, and they put out this photo of a person of interest. Now, somebody is in custody. Local 4 Defender Sean Lay is here to tell us who's been charged and what led investigators to this man. Sean.
Big news in Ann Arbor, Kimberly. Here's the deal. We learned that this man was on the run from his parole when he was allegedly targeting women in Ann Arbor. We also learned how Ann Arbor police cracked this case.
There are two cases here, state of Michigan versus Pierre Holloway.
In court late today, 35-year-old Pierre Holloway charged with 2 horrific sexual assaults against women near downtown Ann Arbor. One on Friday, July 16th, another on Sunday, July 18th, where he's accused of forcing a woman into a porta potty and she fought him off. Holloway is also being looked at for 3 more violent attacks against women in Ann Arbor, all taking place in mid-July. Prosecutors telling the court to hold Holloway that he is a danger and not to be released on bond.
He has the charges before you, the assault with intent to commit sexual penetration, the criminal sexual conduct in the second degree, and the assault by strangulation.
Tonight, we're learning how Ann Arbor police broke the case. They collected security video of a suspect near where the attacks were taking place and collected physical evidence. July 19th, a business called police for a disorderly person. Police say it was Holloway, and he fought with officers, and Holloway was arrested, giving investigators time to look at him for the sexual assaults. Tonight, we also know that the Department of Corrections has also been looking for Holloway. He was on parole for armed robbery in Lansing, but took off. Bottom line tonight, no bond for Holloway. He's being held. In fact, he'll be in court this Thursday on those resisting and obstructing police charges, the charges and arrests that broke the case. We're live tonight. Sean Lay, Local 4.
Okay, Sean, thanks.
Michigan's outspoken Congresswoman Rashida Tlaib is getting some criticism because of this picture, which some are calling an example of hypocrisy. Congresswoman Tlaib is seen dancing without a mask at a wedding indoors, which would not be in line with the recommendations of the CDC. Priya Mann live tonight with a closer look, and it's the timing of this which has some eyebrows being raised, Priya.
Yeah, that's right, Jason. The Congresswoman was criticizing Senator Rand Paul about a video he posted encouraging people not to follow federal guidelines. And then video surfaced of the Congresswoman dancing maskless at a party not following CDC guidelines. That video has since been viewed hundreds of thousands of times. Congresswoman Rashida Tlaib was recorded dancing maskless at a packed wedding over the weekend. The band tagged the location as Ford Community and Performing Arts Center in Dearborn. Wayne County was recently ranked by the CDC in the orange zone, which indicates substantial transmission of COVID. It's one of 2 risk categories where the agency recommends indoor masking for people regardless of their vaccination status. The warning comes amid a 60% increase in cases in the county over the last 2 weeks, excluding Detroit. The video emerged as the lawmaker attacked Republican Senator Rand Paul.
It's time for us to resist. They can't arrest all of us.
Who posted a video encouraging people to resist federal guidelines. Congresswoman Tlaib tweeting, the Kentucky senator is throwing a tantrum as his state is being swallowed whole by this virus again. People are getting sick and dying. 98 counties in Kentucky have a high incidence rate of COVID-19. He needs to put politics aside and put people first. Start resisting the virus. The video has since been viewed nearly 500,000 times on Twitter after it was initially posted on Instagram. Now, Congresswoman Tlaib is fully vaccinated. We made multiple attempts to reach her, but did not hear back. Reporting live tonight, I'm Priya Mann, Local 4.
All right, Priya, thanks.
The Canadian border is back open for people in the U.S. who are fully vaccinated. Monday marked the first day in more than a year that Americans could make non-essential visits. We reached out to the U.S. Customs and Border Protection and asked if they saw an increase in travelers Monday. They told us it appeared to be only a small increase, and they'll keep us posted with the exact statistic.
Tonight, Metro Detroit is mourning the passing of the founder of Garden Fresh Gourmet, Jack Aronson, who died after a long battle with cancer. Aronson founded Garden Fresh in Ferndale with his wife Annette in the 90s. Initially, they just made salsa, but by the time they sold the company to Campbell's in 2015 for $231 million, they were making dips, hummus, tortilla chips, and much more. Aronson was also known for being very generous and friendly. His funeral is scheduled for Friday at 11 a.m. at St. Patrick Catholic Parish Church in White Lake. Guests can begin arriving at 10 a.m. Masks are mandatory. Jack Aronson was 68 years old.
Great Lakes water levels are expected to remain below recent record marks. The U.S. Army Corps of Engineers predicts the Great Lakes won't hit record high levels this year. That's even after water levels finished 25% higher than average after rain in June and July. Each lake except Ontario is expected to be above average. Lake Ontario is expected to stay near its average water level.
Spirit lifted as the discount air carriers Spirit Airlines stabilized a little following more than a week of mass cancellations. Spirit Airlines canceled just 16 flights today. That's compared to hundreds a day last week when the low-cost carrier struggled with storms, staffing shortages, and other issues that stranded thousands of customers. Spirit canceled more than 2,000 flights since July 31st, causing chaos at several airports, including Metro, and angering many customers.
It's quite a mess. All right, just ahead, some people still don't trust what experts say about coronavirus and vaccinations, but do they trust their own doctor?
We have some interesting survey results on that. Plus, here's a doctor we definitely trust.
The pandemic led to a drop in the number of prescriptions filled for children. Now, some of that was good, some not so much. I'm Dr. Frank McGeorge. Coming up, I'll have a closer look at the reasons why and the lessons we can learn from it.